Okay. Well, I just made a mistake and I didn't actually record the video that I attempted to record, so let's go ahead and start over from scratch. We'll start in reverse order. So, over the last week, you can see that I made a lot of progress. Sitting out in a watchtower out in the middle of the field outside the base, and you'll see that I've constructed a giant wall around the entire base. As well as there's other construction that's on the inside there. So this is sort of a forward outpost that sits outside of the base. It's just a watchtower that I built. This is what it looks like from the outside. Go ahead and just do a quick walk around. As you can see, all the trees that were here previously were clear cut all the way down, and we were able to construct a path all the way out here. Okay. So one of the things that I did this week was lit up this entire area. I did end up building a barracks, which is, it has enough spots for 8 beds, but currently only have 2 in it. I also circumnavigated the entire continent that I'm on, which is where I was able to find bamboo. And I was also able to find a village and get some potatoes, which I will show off later. This is sort of a building that I built. This was the initial tower that I built, and it's overlooking the drowned portal. The point of this this base is really an operation to study the drowned portal. So it felt like having a strategic military position to put a tower was a good idea. And they would want to be able to keep an eye on that drowned portal, since specifically the ancient builders that constructed that portal still sort of inhabit the water and are sort of dangerous as well. Still don't have a name for this town yet, but should be thinking of one soon. I was able to build a 1-horse stall stable. Put some hay on the side. These are the new barrels. Barrels are able to store things. I should be able to find a horse pretty easily, because they do spawn in this biome. I just have to be patient, bring a lead with me, and kind of drag it back. I have plenty of saddles, which I was able to acquire through fishing. The inn hasn't changed a whole lot, and I really haven't done much mining this week. But the changes that did happen inside of the laboratory inside of the inn is I'm now farming potatoes inside of the farm, not just normal wheat. And then I've expanded the kelp farm, because kelp is my primary source of fuel for basically my furnace. I did hit this lever before, and I was actually able to get I'm able to get significant yields, but I lost that the first time that I was recording. This is actually just 1 time's worth of hitting that lever, and I get over a full stack of kelp. One thing I did learn about kelp is you can actually cook it on the fire, which is useful if you don't want to burn resources. But to be honest with you, now that I have more kelp, I have more than enough to kind of burn. As you can see, I have more than enough kelp to burn. And so the way that you can transform kelp into blocks is you just have to make an entire grid of it, and then it'll turn it into a dried kelp block, and then you just slap it into the furnace. It makes it sort of a renewable resource that you don't have to make charcoal from wood, and you don't have to have a large abundance of coal, but you can't turn it into torches, which is the downside. Out here on the outside, there's been some large changes too. We were able to basically build this all in with cobblestone, which I think it has a much nicer look than it did before. On both sides, and it protects us from the drowned. Very commonly at night, the drowned would kind of wander their way up here, and they aren't necessarily always the most nice. And so I just thought it would be useful to protect. And I also built an enclosed ladder in the event that you need to climb up to escape a drowned with a trident. You have sort of that pipe that protects you from getting hurt. So yeah, really probably the largest project that I worked on this week was the construction of the wall. Took 2 days to do. Really 2 different play sessions to really complete, and it basically surrounds the entire base now. I've got it most of the way lit up. I have a little bit more lighting to do here now near the end of the peninsula, but yeah, this is what I've been up to this week, and this is sort of the build as it's sort of expanded.